Mr. T, global trends. Over to you.
Thank you, Faj. Well, I know that everywhere in the world, particularly in these regions I'm going to mention, everything seems so unstable. Russia, Ukraine, Israel, and Gaza. Okay, let's start with Russia. Russia's biggest drone strike in weeks hit Ukraine infrastructure. Now, Russia launched a massive drone attack early Friday, hitting critical infrastructure in the west and south of Ukraine and destroying private houses and commercial buildings in Kharkiv. Ukraine's second largest city official revealed this, and I wonder what kind of press conference that would be priding such an attack. But let's go on further. Border
Mm.
crossing, border crossing with Afghanistan swarmed by Afghans after Pakistani expulsion order. Thousands of people swarmed Pakistan's main northwestern border crossing, seeking to cross into Afghanistan on Thursday. And that's a day after the government's deadline expired for undocumented foreigners to leave or face expulsion. I mean, just don't get too comfortable. That's not your home. Anything can happen at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go back to the US as New York trial. Eric and Donald Trump Jr. say they were not aware of fraud. Now, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. both testified on Thursday that they had no involvement with documents that a judge has ruled were fraudulently manipulated to inflate the value of their father, Donald Trump's business. Meanwhile, during a break in Donald Trump's Jr.'s testimony on Thursday in a fraud trial that could handcuff his family's real estate business, he had a request for the courtroom sketch artist. Make me look sexy.
Come
Oh,
on.
come on.
Come on and show
Oh,
business.
show
Just six or
business.
seven.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now,
Even if we
Gaza.
see the crowd, we still having time to move on. It's good for you.
Yeah. Now,
Go ahead, sir.
Gaza encircled. Now, doomsday following. Now, Israeli forces say they have
Mm.
encircled Gaza City and have been engaging in close quarters combat with Hamas fighters who were staging hit and run attacks from their sprawling network of tunnels. Now, the UN Relief and Works Agency reported that four of its schools that were used as shelters were damaged in the fighting this week. The protection of civilians is high on the priority list of US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who landed in Israel yesterday morning. More than 10,000 people are now reported to have been killed in the conflict. Hamas officials who run Gaza say more than 9,000 people have been killed in the territory in the past 4 weeks. Israel says more than
Mm.
1,400 people have been killed in the country since the 7 October attacks by Hamas. I don't know.
Ten thousand souls lost
Yeah,
within 3 weeks. Wow.
yes. And the videos are so
God help
horrific.
us.
Right? The videos, it's so horrific. You find children in the rubble, everything just, and the fight continues, and the world looks
I
on.
don't think two wrongs can make right. I think we should just find a way of getting a final solution to the conflict in that area of the Middle East. Two
Yeah,
wrongs can't make right.
no way.
It can go
But
on like this.
both
Wastage of life
sides
and all
seem
that.
to be hardlining. I don't know how they're going
Yeah,
to resolve this.
Yeah, and it's going to
and
be,
they're losing lives and property and everything.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
I see this war
It's a
lasting.
historical. Is it a war?
Uh,
It's more like a carnage. It's like ah,
it's going to
ah,
last for an end of life. I don't see it settling down so soon. It's tough, very tough,
ah.
very tough.
May God help
Generations.
us. So
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try the funding wrangle. The U.S. House of Representatives has opposed a bill that included aid for Ukraine, passing one that only focused on providing 11.7 billion pounds, that's about $14.3 billion to Israel instead. Now, the bill is not likely to pass in the Senate as well. Well, they want to shift focus now from Ukraine to Israel. That's the idea for that wrangling going on in the US
No,
House of Rep.
Yeah,
no,
you know,
no.
a lot of the businesses in the US are owned by Jews, major businesses.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interest in what goes on there. And it's going to affect their political decision making on the long run.
No
Yeah,
wrong.
especially from the Republicans. And, yeah. Yeah. The Democrats are more like liberals, so they are going to, why can't you give this one? I'm sure the
Mm,
Senate is going to throw it out. All that.
it looks like
Okay.
that. Yeah. Um,
Do we have something more interesting?
yeah, I think this is interesting. Crypto King downfall. Now, the founder of
Oh, man.
cryptocurrency exchange FTX, that's Sam Bankman-Fried, now faces decades in prison after a jury found him guilty of fraud and money laundering. Uh, that's
Hmm.
I don't know who has money there. I don't know who's joined the fray, but it looked like
I've always,
a
had
toy
my
kind.
suspicions about. I've always had my
This,
suspicions about that crypto thing.
yeah,
I really
you
didn't
know, this
understand it.
sad thing about it is it's difficult to regulate. Um, the transactions are done mainly online, and now
Hmm.
monitoring activity is difficult. And you have hackers who find ways to hack into that situation
Mm, mm,
and conduct illegal transactions. I think one of the reasons cryptocurrency hasn't really grown the way people said it would, you know. Metaverse is still expanding. There are a lot of activities going on online, on blockchain processing and that. But because of the inability to regulate to exchange properly, it's not growing with expected to.
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
um, we hope, what's it called? Alex's network will help us today. We still have a
Yeah.
long way to go. Mr. T, how far do we wrap up?
Yeah,
Let us
this is from
wrap up so we can
Canada.
move to network.
Yeah, let me quickly take this from Canada. A prominent Canadian author has pleaded
Okay.
guilty after she was accused of kidnapping her son and taking and faking their deaths. Her son and her
Hmm.
husband faking their deaths, and that's how far the story goes. But she's pleaded guilty to that. Oh, well, I don't. I can't just
Okay.
imagine that. Yes.
I understand she made some concoction to kill all these people.
No, that's
Some
one for
kind of.
the that one is for the meal that was prepared, the mushroom meal that was prepared by an Australian woman.
Yeah.
She prepared
Wow.
mushroom meal to just enough to kill people, and she succeeded. She's been charged
Yeah,
with
you know,
money.
there are poisonous
Wow.
mushrooms. There's a variety that are poisonous. Maybe that's what she used.
Yes,
Okay. I
maybe
hope
she
you
used
have
the
never bought that.
poison. Just watch what you eat, where you eat it. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. T. I was
Okay.
pulling Alex's leg. He didn't move his leg.
Yeah.
We'll be back. We're taking a break. We're taking a break. Let's hear this. I mean, this is about time. This guy is called Psycho YP. Psycho
Mm.
YP. What a name. Like the mushroom woman. Now, it's titled The Country, featuring George